You think deeply, not superficially. If you have few or no friends, one of the biggest reasons is your depth. You are not someone who operates on the surface. Your mind doesn't settle for shallow answers, small talk, or temporary excitement. You think in a way that most people simply don't. You analyze, you observe, you question, and you reflect. You see meaning where others see nothing. You notice patterns, intentions, and emotions that others overlook. This level of depth is rare, and it naturally filters out a lot of people from your life. Most people prefer simplicity. They prefer conversations that don't require effort. They prefer staying distracted rather than exploring their inner world. They prefer comfort over self-awareness. But you're built differently. Your mind wants understanding, not entertainment. You want conversations that expand your thinking, not drain it. You want relationships that go beyond surface-level interactions. This alone sets you apart from the majority. You don't connect easily because your soul looks for truth. You're not impressed by materialism, loud personalities, or temporary vibes. You are drawn to meaning. You want to know a person's heart, their character, their values, and because most people rarely reveal these deeper layers, you often find yourself unable to truly connect. This doesn't mean you are antisocial. It means your standards for connection are naturally high. You've probably been in situations where people misunderstood your silence, your distance, or your quiet nature. They thought you were uninterested or cold or unfriendly. But the truth is far from that. You are not cold, you are cautious, you are not distant, you are selective, you are not unfriendly, you are simply uninterested in fake connections. Your depth also gives you strong intuition. You can sense when someone is lying, pretending, exaggerating, or hiding something. You feel energy more than words. You read intentions more than facial expressions. And because you see the truth behind people's masks, it becomes hard to stay close to those who are not genuine. Most people prefer illusions, but you prefer clarity, and clarity can be isolating. Your mind also keeps you evolving. You outgrow people faster. You outgrow environments faster. You outgrow conversations, habits, and even versions of yourself. This constant evolution makes it difficult to stay aligned with people who refuse to grow. You're not the same person you were 6 months ago, and that makes it hard to maintain friendships built on old versions of you. Your depth pushes you forward, even when others remain stuck. But here's the most important truth. Your depth is a gift. It makes you wise. It makes you empathetic. It makes you a powerful observer of life. It makes you someone who understands things others are blind to. And though depth often leads to solitude, it also leads to transformation. You think deeply because your soul is on a higher frequency. You see what others cannot because you are meant to experience life differently. Having few friends doesn't mean you are lacking. It means you are rare. And rare people are never found in crowds. You value quality over quantity. If you have few or no friends, another rare trait you likely carry is your deep appreciation for quality over quantity. You are not someone who feels fulfilled by a long list of contacts or a crowded social circle. You don't measure your worth by how many people you know or how many messages you get in a day. You measure it by the authenticity of the connections in your life. You prefer one real friend over 10 shallow ones. You prefer a quiet night with someone trustworthy rather than a noisy room full of people who pretend to care. This mindset is rare because it requires maturity, a kind of emotional wisdom that most people never develop. You've probably experienced moments where you tried to fit in with groups but felt drained instead of energized. Your soul doesn't thrive around people who gossip, compete, or fake their intentions. You are the type who pays attention to how people treat you when they don't need anything from you. You notice how they behave when things get difficult, when you set boundaries, or when you stop giving without receiving. And because you are a person who values loyalty, honesty, and depth, you can quickly sense when someone can't meet you at that level. Instead of forcing connections, you walk away. Instead of tolerating emotional inconsistency, you choose peace. Instead of chasing people, you choose solitude. This ability to choose yourself over shallow companionship makes your life quieter, but also more authentic. Many people hate being alone because they don't like their own company. They rely on constant social interaction to feel important. They stay in draining friendships because they're afraid of emptiness. But you, on the other hand, have learned that solitude is better than fake connection. You prefer being alone with your thoughts rather than surrounded by people who don't understand you. You've realized that loneliness with the wrong people is far worse than being alone with yourself. Because you value quality, your heart has become more guarded. Not closed, just careful. You don't let people in easily. You watch how they treat others. You observe their patterns. You pay attention to their consistency. And only when someone proves their sincerity do you allow them into your inner circle. This is why your circle is small, but strong. You are not hard to love, you are hard to fool. People who cannot offer loyalty, respect, and emotional maturity simply cannot stay in your life. Your selective nature is a sign of strength, not insecurity. It shows that you understand your worth. It shows that you have standards. It shows that you are not willing to sacrifice your peace just to feel included. You want friendships that feel safe, conversations that feel meaningful, and connections that feel real. You want to be surrounded by people who understand you, not tolerate you. People who uplift you, not compete with you. People who value your presence, not use your energy. This mindset makes you rare. And while it may mean you have fewer friends, the ones you eventually allow into your life will be genuine, loyal, and aligned with your soul. In a world full of noise, you choose connection. In a world full of crowds, you choose authenticity. And that choice reveals the strength of who you truly are. You are self-sufficient and independent. If you have few or no friends, one of the strongest reasons is your independence. You are not someone who needs constant company, validation, or attention to feel whole. You know how to stand on your own feet, make your own decisions, and move through life without relying on a crowd. This level of self-sufficiency is extremely rare, and it naturally separates you from people who depend on others just to feel secure or important. Most people fear being alone because being alone forces them to face themselves. It forces them to confront their fears, their insecurities, their doubts, and their weaknesses. But you've learned how to be alone without being lonely. You've learned to enjoy your own company. You've learned to silence the noise of the world so you can hear your own thoughts clearly. This makes you stronger than you realize. You don't need constant reassurance from others because you've learned to trust yourself. You've learned to make decisions without asking HENG for approval. You've learned to validate your own feelings, support your own dreams, and comfort yourself during hard moments. While others depend on friendships to feel stable, you found stability within your own soul. And that inner stability is what separates rare individuals from the rest. Your independence also means you don't chase friendships. You don't force bonds that feel unnatural. You don't cling to people out of fear of being left alone. Instead, you walk away from anything that disrupts your peace. You would rather be by yourself than be surrounded by people who don't align with your values, your purpose, or your energy. This scares people because independent individuals expose the truth. Most relationships exist out of convenience, not connection. You became independent because life taught you how to handle things on your own. Maybe you grew up being your own support system. Maybe you experienced betrayal, disappointment, or abandonment that forced you to rely on yourself. Maybe you simply realized that not everyone deserves access to you. Whatever the reason, your independence is not coldness, it is strength, it is survival, it is wisdom. People often misinterpret you. They may call you distant, difficult, or too private, but the truth is that you simply don't open up unless someone has earned that privilege. You don't share your struggles with everyone because you know most people listen out of curiosity, not compassion. You don't hand out pieces of your heart because you've seen what happens when you trust the wrong people. Your independence didn't make you closed, it made you careful. You also don't crave external entertainment. You can spend hours alone working on your goals, building your life, improving your skills, or simply resting your mind. You don't need noise to feel alive. You don't need drama to feel important. You don't need a group tea or feel grounded. This makes you intimidating to those who depend on others for their identity or sense of worth. Being self-sufficient also gives you an inner confidence that cannot be shaken easily. You know you can survive on your own. You know you can move forward even if no one stands beside you. And that inner strength is the reason your circle is small. Only strong people can handle the presence of someone who doesn't need them. Only secure people can match your independence without feeling threatened by it. So if you have few or no friends, understand this: your independence is not a flaw. It is a rare, powerful trait that only a few individuals possess. It is the reason you walk with quiet strength. It is the reason you move through life with calm confidence. And it is the reason you outgrow people faster than they can understand you. You have a rare sense of purpose and unusual authenticity. If you have few or no friends, it is likely because you carry a sense of purpose that most people cannot fully understand. You are not driven by superficial trends, meaningless chatter, or fitting in with the crowd. You are driven by something deeper, something personal, and something that guides every decision you make. Your focus on growth, meaning, and self-improvement sets you apart from the majority. People who do not share your vision or understand your drive often cannot connect with you, and that is why your circle remains small. You move through life with intentionality. Every action, every choice, every relationship is measured against your values, your goals, and your sense of truth. You don't waste time on distractions or on people who don't contribute to your journey. You know that your energy is precious, and you protect it fiercely. Most people never reach this level of self-awareness, so they fail to see why you might step back from social connections. To them, your solitude seems lonely or unusual, but to you it is necessary. It is the space in which you think, create, reflect, and grow. Your authenticity is another rare trait that sets you apart. You don't pretend to be someone you're not to gain approval. You don't alter your beliefs, opinions, or personality to fit in. You speak your truth even when it makes people uncomfortable. You act according to your principles even when no one is watching. This honesty and transparency make it difficult to find friends who can match your level of authenticity, because most people operate with masks, facades, or hidden agendas. You naturally repel superficial connections and attract only those who resonate with your genuine self. Your sense of purpose and authenticity also make you resilient. You don't rely on others for motivation or validation. You understand that your path is yours alone, and that your destiny does not depend on approval from friends or social circles. You are guided by your internal compass, not by external influence. You understand that life is about alignment, not popularity. You know that every moment spent in clarity, reflection, or solitary effort is building a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Being this focused and authentic often means that you experience loneliness, but this kind of loneliness is different. It is not emptiness, it is intentional solitude. It is a space where your mind and soul are free to evolve. It is a space where you become more than just a reflection of the people around you. And because of this, you attract only people who are capable of standing at your level, not because you are selective for the sake of pride, but because your life requires alignment and mutual respect. So if you have few or no friends, understand that this is not a flaw, it is a rare gift. Your depth, independence, selectivity, and focus on purpose make you extraordinary. You are walking through life with authenticity, clarity, and intentionality. And that is why your circle is small. In reality, it is not the number of friends that matters, it is the quality, alignment, and understanding that define the relationships you allow in. Your rarity is your strength, your solitude is your power, and your life is a reflection of someone who is destined to live on a higher plane of awareness and purpose.